think we all have in us an innate yearning for a sense of what we would call permanence, a sense of quality, a sense of the transcendent, a sense of that which will endure. And that comes from the noticing of the fleeting nature of life. So here we are in the season of Earth, noticing that quality, noticing that richness. We can have everything we want as long as we don't hold on to it. So we're here today. Why do people come to a Qigong practice anyway? Is it just to move our arms and get some exercise? Not just. Is it to do that? Yes, it is. Is it to balance? Yes, it is. Is it to promote health? Yes, it is. Is it to quiet down? Absolutely. Is it to align ourselves and come into coherence with mind and body? Absolutely. But there's something else there for me, and I dare say it's probably there for you as well. And it's noticing, identifying, cleaving, obtaining a sense of the transcendent, a sense of the eternal, whatever that might be to us, which does not have to translate to an anthropomorphic God. In Qigong, a lot of this is a somatic experience. It's the absolute stopping of the thinking and tuning into the sensations that occur in the gut, in the viscera, in the body. So that's just a couple of thoughts that it is the very impermanence that allows us to look at the transcendent. And there is no such thing as impermanence without the transcendent. There is no such thing as the eternal without the mortal. And there is a continuum. In Qigong, I believe that we start to notice part of that eternal in ourselves. And how rich is that? So we're going to do our basics of what we do in Qigong to notice the eternal. And we're going to do 5 more, 4 more, 3, 2, 1, and come to a rest. So before we move on, that verse in the Tao that says the journey of 1,000 miles begins under one's feet, which means we don't have to do anything or go anywhere. And it is really the intelligent stopping that begins the process. So we're going to do that discovering of Qi, but we're going to do the discovering of Qi without moving intentionally. And that might mean a little bit of swaying. It might mean noticing the body adjusting. It might be tuning in and saying, noticing the neck is tight or the shoulders are tight. But along with that is a little bit of a fuzzy sense of awareness of largesse. And I think you guys know what I'm talking about. It's sort of a sense of awareness, a sense of that there's an invisible cloak around us. So we can view our skin as the border between ourselves and the rest of the universe. That's where we stop and the rest of the universe begins. But let's take a little shift in perspective and look at the skin not as the stopping of where we join the rest of the universe, but it is the union. It is the point of union of where we join the rest of the universe. So it's a subtle shift, but see if you can notice, teach, show, lead. Tao Yin is guiding and leading. That it is not a fence, but it's a union. And in high school algebra, I think we all learned that there was a sign for intersection and there was a sign for union, right? I don't remember exactly what they were, but I remember that they were there. Right? Intersection and union. So the skin is not going to be the intersection, but it's going to be the union. Now, the union with what? It doesn't really matter, because what I want to tune into is this somatic experience. I want to tune into the sensation, the very sensation itself. There'll be plenty of time of trying to intellectualize it. That's for later. Right now, it is the very sense of union. And in there is a transcendence. There is a transcend means to reach something else, to bridge, right? To transcend. So discovering Qi, right now we're using the cognitive mind to teach the skin, to teach the body. And I can't even begin to go into the biochemicals of what's going on here. That's for people way smarter than me. All I will tell you is that it's happening. Learning how to stop. By stopping itself is really not all that fun. But stopping for a reason. There's a saying that, an old Jewish saying that says, if a madman is running up the street and I start running alongside him, am I crazy too? And it's really, well, why am I running? I may be running to push him out of an oncoming car or danger, or maybe he robbed someone. So the question is here, why are we stopping? Not that we're stopping. And it's putting down the temporal, putting down the everyday moving, humdrum, doing, to notice that sense of transcendence. Notice that sense of the divine. Notice that sense of beyond, without really even trying to categorize it, although I did with the word divine, so strike that from. And just a question. Does it feel good? Does it feel like something is happening? So this is a question of quality. Is the quality of this something that's desirable or something that we would run from? And I would maintain that it's probably the latter, although we're taught to kind of run from it because we don't really get a lot done on the outside world by doing this. But doing this allows us to get more done in the outside world. So I'll tell you what's going on with me. I'm noticing that the feet are relaxing. I'm noticing little bits at a time that the tension is coming out of the hands. I'm tuning into the fact that one eye was more tense than the other. I'm allowing myself to come under the force of gravity a little more and not fight. So William James, in the Varieties of Religious Experience in 1905, wrote about what he would call what is on the opposite side of subconsciousness. And he said it is a sense of more. That there's a sense that there's more there. And that joining that more is a very fulfilling experience.